Happy birthdays as well. You always find the latest courtyard permanent solution. Out of the box.
Hello and welcome to Radio Waves by todderbert. In front of us, we have the Prunus J-168. This is an AM, FM stereo, Bluetooth, MP3 player, shortwave, portable radio. You can currently find it selling on Amazon USA for $21.99 at the end of 2025. It had just come out. Let's take a look. Prunus J-168. And we all know what that is. It's a peach. PrunusTech.com. Okay. Contact information on the back if you so desire. Awesome. Alright, in the box we get to start a show. The 168. Nice. Charging cable, USB to USB-C. Handy to have, and nice length. I like that. User manual, which is pretty important because this has quite a few features. So let's kind of open this up. Flip it. You guys can freeze frame in case I missed something. I actually do want to go on the product specs here real quick, kind of zoom in. And you can see there we got shortwave 3.2 to 21.85. Okay, that's cool. It's got a built-in battery, unfortunately. 2000 milliamp hour, which is better than 1000, but it's still built in. You can't replace it. So, I mean, you could probably open it up, and if you're good with tools, you could probably replace it. Soldering iron. Okay. Open this up here. Got a sleep timer. Nice. USB-C charging. Cool feature. How to browse through the FM radio and AM and shortwave. Here. I think we're almost through here. Oh, I miss a page. Again, just doing this because I might miss something. Yeah, you can manually store and delete presets, which is pretty nice. I'll try to hit on that because I know a lot of people like examples of that done for them. There you go, music mode, Bluetooth mode. Hopefully you guys are getting all that. I think we're almost towards the end here. Okay, so you have an EQ mode on the MP3 player. Nice. MP3 player is nice too. I enjoy this. One of the big pluses on this radio is having an MP3 player. Auxiliary in, earphone jack for FM stereo listening. Nice. Foldable stand and after sales service. Good, that's done. Let's get that out of the way. Let's get to the radio. Zoom it on down. Get up close and personal. All right. So dimensions. We have 5 3/8 in length. We have a height of 3 1/8 of an inch, and we have a depth of 1 1/4 inches. Nice. Size comparison, I guess I'll bring this back up. All right, what do we got handy? Usually I got a CC pocket laying around. There we go. Current time is 12:03 a.m. That's Central Standard Time. I'm near Chicago, Illinois, USA. For the sake of the band scans, we'll probably be doing so we can pick up this radio. Next, we have a CC Skywave. An idea of size. This Prunus is bigger than a Skywave. There you are. Okay, and then if you don't have those two radios, we have a deck of cards. Iron Man, he's the man with the master plan. He can spin like no one can. He loves his radios from Prunus land, made by that China man. Yes, he's Iron Man. You get the idea, right? Perfect. Iron Man out. All right, there he goes. Okay, we're going to talk about features of this radio and then get to tuning. So let's go ahead and lower it on down, get up close and personal again. All right, so it's got some inexpensive plastics here. Nothing spectacular. You know, so it is what it is. Now, I wanted to bring out real quick, I forgot to mention this. Yeah, Prunus made a venture into this size radio before with the 401. And I have it still. Check it out. So, yeah, they look pretty much the same, except this does a few extra things that this doesn't do. So, they kind of went a step backwards, though the buttons are nicer here. I like these buttons, but anyway, this records, this doesn't record, unfortunately. But there you go, I want to show it to you real quick. The 401, in case you have a 401, and you're debating if you want this. There's a couple things on here that are really nice, and then there's a couple things on here that you wish you had on this radio. So, but there you go. 401. Rock on. And if you don't know anything about this radio, I reviewed it about 3 or 4 years ago. Yeah. All right. Cool. And oh yeah, this has a removable battery. Yay! That's a good thing. All right. Okay. Feature wise, back on down. Yeah, cheap plastics. It is, you know, it's an expensive radio. This will probably go on sale, and if it does, it's probably a worthy pickup. You got an internal bass baffle here on the front. We have a speaker down here, which is probably near 2 inches, maybe a 1 3/4. The opening measures 1.5 inch. Just to give you an idea. I didn't take the radio apart, so, but there's your model number, J-168. Awesome. The coolest thing about this radio, I'm going to tell you right now, speaker audio is awesome. Also, the display. So when you turn the radio on, I think it's long press power. It's amber lit. How nice is that?
On our test, running up into the stands,
I love that.
and just throwing haymakers.
Long press off. Bye-bye. See, amber backlit LCD. Fantastic. And it's informative on the MP3 mode, just like the 401 was. So yeah, let's talk about buttons real quick, and then get to turn this thing on and have some fun. So the power button also has a sleep function to it. I believe it's like 15, 30, 45, 60. You get the idea, right? We have a bunch of buttons here. So we have an up, down. So they kind of do what they look like. So you got a rewind, a fast forward, backtrack, forward track. You have preset up, which is kind of interesting, and preset down. Okay, that makes sense, right? But browsing, I think, is a little, browsing's the same as well, too. So you can browse FM, seek, which you just press and hold and let go. And you can go each way in the FM band. And I believe, I said presets, and I think, of course, track navigation on your MP3 player and Bluetooth. Center here is pause, play. It's also your confirmation button when you're confirming a menu choice. This does have a menu, like I mentioned, as EQ modes, which we'll show you in a moment. But pause, play, and this does other things such as ATS functions. So if you're on your AM, FM, or shortwave band, press and hold this, and it'll automatically tune the entire band and save any stations it finds to memory. Memory, talking about memory, has 100 presets per band. So you get 100 per AM, 100 on FM, and then bonus, you get 200 on shortwave. So a grand total of 400 presets. Not bad. Going over here, we have a delete function. So if you didn't auto scan and save, you didn't like what it found, you can manually delete the preset. I notice on FM, it sometimes picks up adjacent frequencies on an odd number or on an even number, which is kind of weird. So yeah, just delete those. It's nice to have that. Of course, you can go directly FM or AM band button there. Shortwave button with meter bands 1 through 9. So you got 9 meter bands you can cycle real quickly to get through the shortwave band. You can also use the keypad below. We have a mode button, Bluetooth, your MP3 player, your auxiliary input. Pre means presets, so you can manually add presets. Interesting thing is when our station you like, you hit the preset button, it starts flashing the channel, you program the channel number you want, then you hit play to confirm it. It's like a really, I don't know if I'm going to do that, but yeah, it's 3-stage process. So preset, put the channel you want that preset to go into, and then play to confirm it. So that's how it's done. And if you don't like what happened, you can always delete. Numeric keypad, just as it is. Enter your frequency for FM, AM, or shortwave. I love it. You can also go to your track position and, of course, your preset position as well. They say that's a vent hole. It's not a microphone. In an earlier model, it was a microphone. Over here, we also got our volume controls. Pretty basic. All right, I think I covered most of that. If I missed anything, go to the manual. Yeah! On the old 401, this was volume. Here, now it's tuning, so you can manually tune from the side. Not bad. I find myself using it once in a while, but you can do most from the front of the radio. Auxiliary input right there, nice. USB-C charging, I know it's about a 0.5 amp charge rate, so nice low amp charge rate for the internal battery. Then here we have our headphone jack. It has a nice experience. It's not too bad. FM, Bluetooth, MP3, it's weak lows, strong mids, strong highs. I like that. Some people may not like that. There's no hiss on this, which is nice. And expect stereo on FM, Bluetooth, and MP3 playback. On AM and shortwave, whoops, pointing at the wrong thing. On AM and shortwave, expect a nice mid-range neutral tone. Awesome. All right, going to the back of the radio, you can see we got a little sticker, pretty basic. Again, the battery is internal. You cannot get to it easily. You could take these screws out and probably replace it. It's probably a flat pack of some kind glued in there. Here we have a little stand, which is kind of wimpy. Let's see, yeah, it's this little tiny thing. It's just, there you go. Nothing spectacular. At the bottom of the radio, I don't think there's any reset or anything like that. No. Okay, cool. So you get the idea. So let's talk about reception reports and then get to turn this thing. Yep. So reception reports, I would like to go over this. So on FM, it's amazing. So I have 5-tier method. Fair, okay, good, very good, excellent. This found 69 stations, giving it a 3.5-star rating. Good to very good on sensitivity. I loved it. Also on selectivity, I give it a solid good rating, 3 stars. So, gotta love that. All right, on daytime AM, this is pretty weak. It's good for locals only, I would say. So if you bought this radio and you're doing daytime AM broadcast band, just use it for locals, strong locals. Your semi-locals are going to come in weak. And it has a slow-acting AGC, automatic gain control, so you have to point to the station, wait for a while if it's a faint signal, and it might come in and it might not. So, yeah. In the evening, it gets better, of course. Most radios like this will. And last night, I was picking up Denver, Colorado, 890 miles away. So that's good. So it can pick up strong stations at night. It's just, you got to wait till nighttime to improve performance. Shortwave, it's average. It found about 8 stations. There's a bit of noise on here from internal, probably from the screen. So you get to hear that. But I noticed it goes away when you use a long wire attached to the antenna. It kind of reduces that. So, if you take away that, it starts to pick up the internal RFI. Then when you use the external antenna with a wire again, you're improving the gain. So it's switching over to that signal path, which is nice. So you're not getting as much of a noise factor. But there you go. I found it's average. On shortwave, I found about 8 stations during the day. So we'll see what picks up at night. Maybe we'll browse a little bit. Okay, cool. So let's go ahead and turn this on here. It is 12:11 a.m. current time. We're just going to run through the MP3 player here and show you how that works. And do some demo on royalty-free music. So let's go ahead and turn this on. Long press. Welcome.
The
AM
Texans
band.
Game back. Yeah, ultimately, I do think they're going to win the division. But when the playoffs come around,
And as you can see, we've got digital volume control. Not bad. It goes all the way mute, which is nice. So we have the band you're on, AM, preset you're on, battery life, and of course frequency. Now we're going to switch over modes. We're going to go to Bluetooth,
we're going to be
MP3.
no, zero, zilch, proven quarterbacks in the AFC.
SD card mode.
There we go.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You'll never have the sacred stone.
Oh, this you crazy mother.
Okay, Duffy. Eddie. Eddie, when was the last time this place was cleaned up?
I don't know. I'm Eddie Green, not an elephant.
Eddie, stop gold bricking. We got to clean up the place now. Get up there on the ladder and sweep that big spider web off the ceiling.
Got news for you.
What?
That spider web is the ceiling.
Well, cut the jokes and get up on the ladder, and while you're up there, scrape the...
Okay, there you go. You get an idea. Oh, old-time radio sounds great. I love this for old-time radio playback. Now, as you can see here, I wish I could have the light on permanently, but it doesn't allow you to do that. We're getting information. We're getting, you can see here is an A, that's all, and I'm going to show you that in the menu in a second. Current track we're on, how many tracks are on the SD card. So I think it's, what, 16 out of 49. Normal EQ mode right here. We can change that. If you notice, you had the 96 kilobits per second. You saw some 320s there when I was running some of the music. Battery life is shown. Pause. You can see our time and, of course, our total track. So we're 2 minutes in on our 24-minute track. Now, the cool thing is you could turn this off. You can go to the FM, AM, shortwave radio, turn the radio off. It'll remember exactly where you were on the SD card. So you can run long files, and it knows exactly where you were inside that file. So it's nice. And, of course, you got the information here of the file, too, whatever you named it. So that's handy to have as well. I don't know why I got a Chinese symbol there. Why is there a Chinese symbol for 3? MP3 is a little Chinese symbol. Nice. I love it. You got what? Fix that. Anyway, also they have a lyrics mode too. You can add like a lyrics file. It's in the instruction manual. I don't know how to do it, but you can have a lyrics file, and lyrics will pop up here as the track is playing if you have that set up. So cool. That is that. Now if you hit or long press the pause play, you get to that menu. You got play mode. If you confirm in there, you can see it's got repeat all, repeat one, repeat folder, repeat random, and back. So we'll go back. EQ mode. I didn't really want to show you. It's hard to pick up with this microphone, but it's slight, pop, rock, jazz, classic, and country. Now the interesting thing about classic, it goes very low frequency for classic. I think they got that reversed. It's supposed to be high. Classical is supposed to be higher end EQ, not low end EQ. It went all bass. So a lot of bass, do classic. It's pretty interesting. Country, yeah. Okay, so back. Folder, so you can navigate folders. I think there's a lot here. So you can go up a level, down a level. This shows you what's on in that folder you're in right now. So you can see my old-time radio shows are all right here. That's nice. You can navigate and see what's going on. A couple next door. Damon Runyon Theater. Great Gildersleeve. Green Hornet. Yeah, so I got those in there. And you go up a level. And you can change it to different things like music. And you go to that royalty-free music I was doing. See, there's Bellissimo. Yeah, you get the idea, right? It's pretty easy to navigate the folders and pick one you want to listen to. OTR, back to old-time radio shows. You get the idea. Fun stuff. Okay, mode, Bluetooth. I think we'll start playing. I'm not sure what. Some Def Leppard, can't hover on it, but there we go. That's what my phone's playing, some Def Leppard. Some people will enjoy that, some won't, but hey, I'm from that time. I had the CD, yes I did. Anyway, yeah, cassette. I think I even had the cassette. Yeah, it shows how old I am. Anyway, I didn't say 8-track though, I'm not that old. So Bluetooth mode, cool. And then we will
Line in mode.
Line in. There you go. Pretty basic, right? Okay, so let's get over to the radio side of things. So let's go to AM band, which isn't great, but we'll go through it. Okay. Turn it up.
Visit Brasney.com.
Hi, it's Russ Armstrong, the Chicago window guy. If you're in the market for windows, we do things different than those.
Skyrocketing inflation, protecting your financial future is crucial. That's why.
See, this is 700. This usually comes in pretty strong. WLW, 300 miles to the east. Then if you wait, it gets better. Whoops, I bumped something.
No, dear. You're right, it does start with a W.
Forgot it mutes radio too. Pause play. Mutes the radio. 720 WGN Chicago. Local. Like I said, this is good for locals.
German.
Zoomer Radio, CFZM, Toronto, Ontario, 460 miles to the northeast.
Yeah, but you just said it.
Oh, presets. Oops.
All these years later would still be as loved, if not even more loved, than it was back then.
WSB Atlanta, Georgia, 630 miles to the south-southeast. No, it is picking up these stations, which is good.
150, right? They're 156 and Roger 92.
Oh, I get the preset button again. These are presets. See?
You know, it's inflated by just...
7 days in May and
Windows and everybody in Manhattan. It's like Times
760 WGR, Detroit, Michigan, 270 miles east.
yeah. Send that.
I think this is a hint of WABC, New York, New York. Just a hint of it. Barely coming in. Now, if you had a loop, it would help, but, I mean, for a $20 radio, I don't know if you're going to buy a loop for it, but, okay.
Right now, but according to these objective measures, there's one that comes out of a number of academic institutions called the...
WBBM News Radio, Chicago.
And it's not at an all-time high, so we can't really turn to that.
the truth. Or her ability to say so. And it's something...
WCCO, Minneapolis. We're only going to just hit a few stations and I'm going to quit.
Really love news.
A hint of KOA, Denver, Colorado. 890 miles west, like I mentioned. It's coming in stronger last night.
Moi, je peux rire de moi-même. Moi, je connais bien les États-Unis. J'ai étudié le droit là. J'ai fait une maîtrise en droit aux États-Unis.
CJBC, Toronto, Ontario.
Au Nouveau-Brunswick, c'est à la frontière avec...
Will do it.
Whoops.
Jesse Babbitt is going to get doused with a bucket full of French fries.
Cougs win the famous Idaho Potato Bowl, 34-21, topping Utah State.
34-21, the final. Washington.
Potato Bowl, sweet. WHSQ, this is New York, New York. Nice, 750 miles northeast. That's coming in good. Now, if you notice, I direct enter the frequency. That's awesome. And then you hit play to go to it really quick, or you can wait for it to just go. But yes, I would just put the frequency in and hit play to confirm it. So let's keep going.
254, 628 yards. That's a season high for Washington State.
Bowman. Come on, they sang that part twice.
WBZ, Boston, Massachusetts. This is 880 miles northeast. So yeah, it is picking up some stations in the evening here.
Highly trained technicians can repair or replace your lousy furnace and bring warmth to your home once again.
Man, can I have one? Aliens, 3 sound stages. So it's, I have nothing.
Coast to coast on WTAM, Cleveland, Ohio, 300 miles to the east.
There's just a little squirt during the...
KMOX coming in. WRVA, Richmond, Virginia, coast to coast, playing. And then we could jump to 1610, see if we can pick up Toronto up there. And then we'll go to the next bands because we only got so much time. There you go. Just coming in kind of faint there. That's 1610 CHHA Toronto. Okay, cool. You get the idea, right? All right, so that's the AM band. Nothing spectacular. This encoder is actually kind of sensitive. If I bump it, it starts tuning by itself. How nice. So let's go ahead and hit the shortwave band. Gonna mute that. You can hear that sound. It's the internal RFI, but when you hook up a wire, it tends to reduce that noise. So we're gonna do that. Plug in a couple frequencies, and then we'll do some browsing, see if it picks up anything. Then we'll do FM and do final thoughts on this radio. So, okay. I really wish you could record. That's a big one for me right now. Just give my thoughts. So let's plug in 33. Let's see if we pick up the signal out of Canada, time signal. Okay, since the signal is very weak, we're picking up more of the internal RFI. I can hear just a few little beeps of the CHU time signal there. But I'm using a Kato T1 wire, if you're wondering. I'll have links in the comment section and video description. If you don't know what that is, it's just a 22-foot wire. This is extending to my window. I'm in a subfloor basement. It gives me some reach for shortwave and FM. All right, let's keep going here. All right, back. Now you can browse, and this is the browse speed. It's not too bad, but it will take a while to go through the entire band. We'll just kind of let it do its thing here. Actually, I can stop it, but we'll see if it stops on the 80 meter. I know I did pick up a ham radio operator on 80 meters and on 40 meters running full AM, which I thought was pretty cool. So you can listen to ham radio operators with this radio, just not single sideband. But we'll see if it picks up 4840 WCCR. Sorry, WWCR. I'll get it right. There it is, passed it up. Okay, it's not coming in that great. Let me lower this volume down. So that's Worldwide Country Radio. It's been weak for the last few weeks, so I don't know what the deal is.
In school currently, what do they need? And we learned that actually folk songs are pretty useful material to work with, especially with small children, but it's not easy to find.
As you can see here, we have the band we're on. We're on a shortwave 2 band, segment, and then what preset we're on. Yeah, I'm going through some presets since I'm not really finding much. It sounds good, but you get the idea. It's a very rudimentary shortwave receiver. Nothing spectacular here, though it is 3.2 to 21.85 megahertz. It has a good range coverage. And when you do the ATS, it does the entire band, so be prepared.
Songs either in the music education or artistic education. Then we can scan up a little bit, and then we'll go to FM. And here we can pick up there. Yeah, FM is the solid on this radio, so as you could have guessed, right? Right. This reminds me of like the V115 and the 401. They weren't spectacular on shortwave and medium wave either. So just so you know, they're very similar still. As you can tell, even by the display, they're pretty similar. This has a white background, which I'm not a fan of. I love that amber light. I'm glad they went amber. Wow. They just need to do a few improvements. This radio will be rocking, man. Just like even better. So we'll go up to 10 megahertz, stop there, and then we will go to FM and finalize this video with the 168. Yeah, somebody mentioned they got theirs and they're all excited about it. And I'm like, well, it's an okay radio. I mean, if you like a few things it offers, it's a winner. I'm already giving you final thoughts, but we're waiting. Why not? For this browse to go through. And the browse is fairly sensitive. It was picking up some weak stations, which I liked. Some radios will just pass up stations. This one doesn't do it too often, so not bad. So yeah, we're just climbing up the band here so we can find anything. I'm going to stop it. Yeah, that RFI is definitely from the radio. It's not from anything in my house. So that is WRMI, Okeechobee, Florida. Barely picking that up. Weak signal. Okay, you get the idea. That's what you can expect. All right, so let's go to FM. This is where it shines. FM, baby.
The rest of the world to stand against the Israeli government
Now that's cool. This is 8775 coming in perfect on 87.7. What? That's great. I love it. And this is a low power station out of Chicago. So yeah, MeTV. I love it. So again, you saw that changed FM. Okay, you got your channels. If you don't like a preset, or actually, let's add a preset. So I don't think I have this on my preset list, so let's go ahead and add it.
So I'm going to go ahead and make that my first preset since I didn't like the other one. So what we'll do here to add this to my station presets is I will press and hold the preset button, I think. Yeah, press and hold. It'll start flashing the channel there. Put the channel you want. We're going to put in... Oops, I waited too long. That's what happens if you wait too long. Okay, so... Okay, preset. I'm getting ahead of myself. Okay, 00. Sounds good. Let's put it in there. I didn't do it fast enough. Again, this is going to be tricky. Let's put it in 01. 01, play. It says save, hit OK. There, it's done. Now it's on our preset list. It's channel 1. So that's pretty nice. I like that. So that's how you do it. Hold the preset button, put it where you want it, out of your 100 presets on FM, then hit play to confirm, play to OK twice for that. So you get the idea. Okay, let's keep going. Let's browse this. Ready to pick up.
Mentioned them 3 times for their faithfulness to give into his ministry.
So the 88.1 is not a dead frequency. That is a active frequency. It's just at night. They turn off the they keep the transmitter running, but they turn the audio off, which is weird. They keep it live, but with nothing going. Now there's a few bad frequencies: 95.9, 96.1, and I think 90.3. So 3 of them. I've noticed that with some simple FM DSPs on another radio I just reviewed. I think it was the JOC FM radio. It had the similar bad frequencies. So, all right.
Becoming a partner with Bob Yandian to help train up a new...
We'd like to testify about this. We immediately began to evangelize.
In the Eastern Pacific Ocean, they said... And said the workers were seeking remote... We go, V. It's the first...
Yeah, 90.3. Yep, this is one of the. This is not a frequency off the air. This is definitely a bad frequency.
Proved a pill version of the weight.
Blue sky breeze blowing wind through my hair. Feliz Navidad, prosper.
Help with in-person therapy groups and
There's a new wind blowing like a
95.3 is kind of a notable frequency there because 95.1, 95.5 are 2 super strong stations near me, and I rarely get 95.3 on my radios, and this radio picks it up. So kudos to this radio. Okay, so this is the bad frequency, 5.9 and 6.1, and then this is the only 3. Yeah, this is the 3rd one, and then we're okay.
No, I still don't. Be a big man someday. You got mud on your face. You big
FM, The Drive.
Good song.
My leg, but I've gained so much.
There's so much pain, baby, because you just won't come back.
Accredited State University, UMG.
We leave them dead. We want a lady in the street, but a freak in the bed.
Well, pretty darn good. And again, broad base, you have 2-to-1.
You hit thunder in the sky. I'm not the way. Oscar el amor, la fe.
Chcesz, kochać chcesz, przybierz.
Chris, so hot, damn the red. I keep.
There you go. Boom. There's the FM. Okay, let's go for final thoughts of this radio. Let's go ahead and retract this antenna here. Long press the power button, turn it off. Bye-bye. If you short press the power button while the radio's on, you get the sleep function, which is pretty basic. It'll show an alarm symbol, even though this doesn't have a clock or an alarm. So just so you know, it's not going to wake you up. It's just going to turn the radio off, which is good. So likes, what I like about this, I like the speaker audio. Hello, it is awesome. Presets, I love having the ability to manually add them and manually delete them, even though it's a little tricky to add them. As I was trying to show you, as you do it enough, if you get this radio, it'll be easy. I do like the keypads. They're like a rubber style keypad, silicone based, whatever. They're nice. They're nice feeling. You know, they're tactile. I do like that versus just hard plastic. These are nice. Just a couple things. The stereo headphone jack. You know, that's a nice thing to have. So you got stereo and FM, Bluetooth MP3 playback. Beautiful. Sleep function, which I just mentioned. It's a nice thing to have. Bluetooth, as you heard. I got my Bluetooth going, my phone in the background. MP3 player. I love MP3 player on here. It's just got informative display. Fantastic. You could figure out that lyrics thing. Did I mention the display? Yes. The amber light on the display looks fantastic. Wow, that's an upgrade versus the white. I just can't stand the white. This looks so much nicer at night. Dislikes and wants. I wish it had recording. Hello, it doesn't have it. What happened there? You know, there's a V115. I have to mention that because I'll probably mention it again at the end. But yeah, V115 has recording. You know, they don't sell the 401 anymore. This had recording on everything, just like the 115. You can't pick this up on anymore. I don't know if I'll come back to that or not. But yeah, that's a big one. Another big one is replaceable battery. There's no replaceable battery on this radio. As you can see, there's no door to access a battery. So yeah, there's that. It does have a 2,000 milliamp hour battery, which isn't bad. It's just that can't replace it easily. So yeah, there's that there. Improve the AM and shortwave circuit. That could get better for sure. So what's my recommendation on this radio overall? Well, it gets a maybe, and just a maybe. I mean, there's too much competition out there to give it a full recommendation, and it doesn't do enough to give it a full, so it has to be maybe. Teetering towards probably passing, unless it's some really good sale goes on. Like if this goes on sale for like $15, it's pretty worthy for $15. But if it stays at $21.99, it's a really hard one to pull the trigger on for me. But again, I give it a maybe because there's people that are going to love this setup. They're going to like how simple the buttons are to use, basic navigation, the browsing, the MP3 playback, the Bluetooth. Those are the keys here. So you're going to be buying this because you like the FM radio, you like the Bluetooth, you like the MP3 playback, you like the stereo on the headphones. But yeah, buy it when it's on sale, and just remember that the other radios out there exist still that give it a run for its money. Just do keep in mind, this does have Bluetooth, which is nice. So if you're looking for additional Bluetooth reception, it has that. So hope you enjoyed the video. Give a big like if you do. 2, if you like to see more about Prunus radios. They make, like I say, they put out a new model every week, so that's kind of cool. Hit subscribe to the bell icon, get notified of future videos of this brand. And of course, 3, comment down below what you think about the 168. Is it for you? Are you going to pass? Are you a 115 man? Are you a 401 man? Because, yeah, the 401 came out. A lot of people like that one. They improved a little bit on that. I like what they did there. They have dedicated preset buttons on the side on that radio, which was a pretty cool thing. So yeah, that would just, I don't know. It just depends. Tell me what you think down below and I'll read it and I'll respond. I'm like that. All right, thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you in my next awesome video.